Tonight, the CDC has some information you might want to know before making any spring break plans.
And major changes could be coming for the high school education system. This is News 30.
Hello everyone and welcome to News 30. I'm Emma Patton.
And I'm Alyssa Speraza.
With spring break coming up, the Center for Disease Control has some advice for anyone planning on doing some traveling to areas where they might encounter the Zika virus. Reporter Morgan Smith has the story.
Zika virus is a disease spread by mosquitoes. The disease has been connected to birth defects in newborns. Dr. Christy Bradley is part of a national group that is developing a surveillance plan for Zika in the United States. So far, there have been no reported cases in Oklahoma.
CDC is reporting a total of 84 cases of Zika virus disease in the United States, but all 84 are infections that have been acquired overseas.
Countries with large populations of yellow fever mosquitoes have had the largest outbreaks of Zika virus. These mosquitoes are not found in Oklahoma.
We only have some parts of the United States that have populations of yellow fever mosquitoes, and it's not in Oklahoma. Areas that are at greater risk of having local transmission of Zika virus are in the coastal southeast, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, and southern Texas.
The CDC has advised caution to travelers, especially pregnant women.
For those women who may be planning on participating in a mission trip or going to Mexico to relax or going on a cruise to the Caribbean, then they need to be discussing that with their physician about whether that would be a good idea or not.
For spring breakers, who are also planning to travel to Mexico and other high-risk areas, Dr. Bradley also advised caution.
There's a special message that we have for students because a lot of them are thinking of going south of the border for spring break, so they need to be informed about Zika virus and take their hats and longer sleeves and mosquito repellents along with them if they do that.
A list of the most dangerous counties in the U.S. included in Oklahoma County. Carter County, Oklahoma, weighed at number 22 out of 30 on the list. Fortunately for Oklahomans, it's the only county on the list and far from number 1, which was St. Louis, Missouri.
On Wednesday, February 24th, Bernie Sanders made a campaign stop in Tulsa. He is one of the 3 presidential candidates making campaign stops to Oklahoma. Republican candidates Donald Trump and Marco Rubio are also planning to make stops later this week.
The Kickapoo Casino in Harrah, Oklahoma went under lockdown last Friday night after shots were fired at a nearby gas station. 2 rival gangs were reported to be responsible for the shooting. No life-threatening injuries were reported over the incident.
And after the break, Oklahoma tribes receive millions in development grants.
And a bill to the state changes the way education works, and it's on its way to the Senate. This is News 30. Welcome back to News 30.
Earlier this month, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development awarded $55 million to Indian community development grants. 16 Oklahoma tribes were given over $11 million for housing and infrastructure, while 14 other tribes received around $800,000. The Cherokee Nation plans on using its grant to rebuild housing units for its older and handicapped citizens. Locally, the Citizen Potawatomi Nation will be giving loans to around 10 Native American-owned businesses. Your familiar friends are waiting just around the bend. Tomorrow is the official premiere of the sitcom Fuller House on Netflix.
The show is the spin-off of the original series Full House, which ran from 1987 to 1995. The new show depicts Stephanie and DJ Tanner along with DJ's children, friend Kimmy Glibber, as adults.
Following in their footsteps of their father, Uncle Jesse, and family friend Joey, The girls try to live together in the Tanner household to raise their children after the death of DJ's husband. Fans of the show are highly anticipating the premiere and hoping that it will be as loved as the original.
The future of state testing is uncertain as lawmakers are looking to change end-of-instruction exams for high school students. Currently, high school students are required to pass 4 out of 7 EOI exams in order to graduate high school. A recent bill proposed to eliminate these tests has been making way to the Senate and could be heard in the near future. Stay tuned, Morgan Freeman finally becomes a voice for GPS devices, and Ashley Wollstonecroft has this week's weather after the break.
Welcome back to this episode of News 30. Ashley has this week's weather.
Thanks, Emma. Well, the good news is that we should start seeing warmer spring temperatures soon, but today has remained pretty cool. As you can see, today's temperature was just below the yearly average at 51 degrees. It was nowhere near the record of 85 back in 1917. Let's take a look at the current temperatures. It is currently 46 degrees out there with clear skies and a low north wind. Tonight, temperatures will be a little chilly as a cold front moves in and will remain chilly throughout the rest of the day tomorrow. The morning will start off cold, but the temperature should warm up to 55 by noon. You'll want to make sure you have a warm jacket as you kick off your weekend because evening temperatures will be in the upper 40s. The good news is temperatures are expected to warm up this weekend. Saturday's high is 72, so it should feel like spring. Winds will stay pretty calm, so it will be a great day for outdoor activities. Sunday will be even warmer with a high of 74 and mild cloud coverage. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast. The week ahead looks sunny and warm with highs in the upper 60s and lows in the lower 70s. Monday will be 72 and sunny, but the warm front does raise the chance of scattered and potentially severe thunderstorms. Tuesday evening on to Wednesday morning. It should clear up by Wednesday afternoon with a temperature of 56. Thursday will be slightly warmer, 62 and sunny. Despite the warm weather, fire danger will continue to be low through the weekend and on to next week. But if you struggle with allergies, you may want to stay indoors as tree pollen levels are high and are expected to worsen on through next week. Remember that you can be featured on News 30 through sending us a tweet. Tweet us at Shawnee News 30. Alyssa, back to you.
Thanks, Ashley. Google's traffic app was made a big splash last week as added a big name to its already star-studded voice options that included Kevin Hart and Arnold Schwarzenegger. As a promotion for his upcoming movie, London Has Fallen, Morgan Freeman has gifted his famous voice to the world in the form of GPN's guidance. The voice that has portrayed God on 2 different occasions can now guide you to McDonald's or that rush hour gridlock. Be on the lookout for other celebrities adding their voices to GPS in the future as this trend continues.
In a startling court ruling, pop music star Kesha has been denied a release from her record contract with her music producer, Dr. Luke. Dr. Luke's real name is Lucas Gottwald. In October of 2014, Kesha sued her release from her record contract on the basis of ongoing abuse. She accused him of drugging and raping her when she was 18. On Friday, a New York judge denied Kesha a release from her contract, citing a lack of medical records and evidence regarding Kesha's assault allegations. The ruling has sparked outrage from fans and support for Kesha. Yesterday, Kesha released a full-length statement on Facebook thanking both fans and fellow entertainers for their support. Kesha also stated that she hoped that the results of her case do not discourage others who have experienced abuse from coming forward. On Friday, Harper Lee died at the age of 89. Lee was the author of the beloved novel To Kill a Mockingbird. To Kill a Mockingbird was published in 1960 and went on to win a Pulitzer Prize. The book was adapted into an Oscar-winning movie starring Gregory Peck 2 years later. Today, the book has sold more than 30 million copies in English alone.
In 2007, Lee was honored for her work with the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President Bush. Last year, Lee returned to the public attention when she published an early draft of Mockingbird titled Go Set a Watchman. Despite her fame, Lee shied away from the spotlight and rarely spoke to the press. She died in her hometown of Monroe, Alabama. In an appropriate reflection of her need for privacy, she was laid to rest on Saturday in a private ceremony attended by only close friends and family.
All children deserve a family. This is the motto of the Heart Gallery, a national organization dedicated to using photography to show the individuality and dignity of children living in foster care. The Heart Gallery primarily focuses on older children who statistically have a lower chance of being adopted. For more information about the Heart Gallery and how you can help, visit heartgalleryofoklahoma.com. And after the break, OBU brings home track national titles, and Hannah Lounsbury has this week's local and national sports updates. Welcome back to News 30.
Hannah Lounsbury is here with sports updates.
Thanks, ladies. Oklahoma Baptist University took home both the men's and women's indoor track and field national titles. Reporter Micah Murphy interviewed head coach Ford Maston.
9 national titles, and out of those 9 national titles, 5 were facility records, 4 were national records, and 1 was a school record. You know, all of us coaches are constantly going more, or come on. Well, now you can finally say, you know, that this is, I'm a happy guy. Thank you.
OBU men and women brought home 24 national championships, who earned 14 first-place titles for the team. The men's team was able to put up 174 points, while the ladies were able to blow away the competition with 183.5 points and won the meet by a margin of 115 points. Some notable record breakers include Kenneth Combs, who ran the 60-meter hurdle in 8.1 seconds, breaking the previous record of 8.11 seconds, and Jordan Patterson, who broke the previous long jump record of 7.43 meters from 2013 with a leap of 7.51 meters. Congratulations to both national champion track teams. The outdoor track season kicks off on March 10th as both men's and women's teams travel to Winfield, Kansas to compete in the Southwestern College Invitational. In OBU baseball news, the National Christian College Athletic Association and the Great American Conference named Oklahoma Baptist starting pitcher Carson McPherson Baseball Player of the Week. McPherson, an Oklahoma native from Ardmore, threw a 2-hit shutout versus Southern Arkansas, allowing the Bison to clinch the victory 5-0. He struck out 12 batters and walked only 1 in his 7 innings of work. With the win last Friday, the Bison were able to earn the 8th Great American Conference win against SAU since the league formed in 2011. In high school wrestling, Shawnee High School will be sending 4 athletes to the state tournament this weekend. At the end of the 5A West Regional Wrestling Tournament, Caleb McLaurin and Creed Humphrey each qualified for state, as well as Nick Poncho and Quentin Grass. Humphrey had arguably the best match for the Wolves in the tournament, taking down Altus Keegan Pride for the 2nd time this season. Both ended in overtime, with Humphrey winning by 1 point. All the wrestlers from Shawnee High will compete in the state tournament starting on Saturday. Major League Baseball is making a major rule change this season about sliding into second base during a double play. This is an amendment to an already existing rule after an injury occurred during Game 2 of the National League Division Series last year. This amendment requires all players who slide into second base to stay put in order to help improve player safety and reduce injury. These changes are expected to come into effect for the 2016 season. That's all I've got for sports. Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, Hannah. You might have given up your New Year's resolutions, but these penguins certainly haven't. Recently, there was a scientific study on why fat penguins waddle.
On a serious note, penguins must be in some kind of shape to keep balance and to get away from predators.
Well, that's all we have tonight for News 30.
Be sure to tune in next week and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at Shawnee News 30. Have a great night.